Happy Friday, ladies and gentlemen, all in crypto here, and welcome back, guys. What is going to be nothing short of another jam-packed daily market update with yours truly. As always, we have a hell of a lot to get into, and what an epic time it has been post the election, obviously on the back end of Trump winning. We are seeing all sorts, and we're going to be trying to cover some of what we are witnessing during the course of this video. We're going to be starting the video off with what I would heavily say is speculation and a rumor for now in regards to a source familiar with the matter talking about exploring a federal blockchain-based election voting and identity verification system that is looking to partner with X, Twitter, or previously Twitter, Cardano, Hyperledger, and Hedera. So we will be looking at that to start the video off. This is huge, huge news. We're also going to be talking about the fact that 18 US states have filed to sue the SEC and its commissioner, accusing them of an unconstitutional overreach and unfair persecution of the crypto industry under the leadership of agency chief Gary Gensler. There's also rumors of Gary Gensler's resignation. Gary Gensler to resign from the US Senate very soon. There was a remark from the SEC staff and a conclusion. There's also rumors circulating that Jay Clayton, the former SEC chair, may be coming back. We've got news from Pennsylvania, not to be confused with Transylvania, where the vampires are from, is making waves in the crypto world. They've officially introduced legislation to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve, and they've proposed an allocation of 10% of its $7 billion reserves in Bitcoin. And why wouldn't they? And actually, I think the US government is likely going to do this also. We looked at earlier this week an individual talking about, I think it was, what was it? Them owning 1 million Bitcoin, the US government, and it would cost them not even 100 billion. Their debt payments are 1.1 trillion. I mean, why would they not? Trump sort of alluded to all of that. Then we've got big news in regards to Bitwise's top 10 crypto index fund. If you guys are subscribers to this channel, you'll know we've not just been watching Bitwise Top 10 Crypto Index Fund. We've been watching Grayscale Digital Large Cap Fund and 21 Shares' fund and saying that these are all predicting big things and big things to come. And now you've got the triggering of those patterns and the news to accompany it. And technical analysis, in my opinion, is the best way to try and predict the future, certainly in regards to what the price of something may do. But I want to say a massive thank you to each and every one of you for supporting this channel. We've grown so much. We've come so far. And ultimately, this is just the beginning. And each and every one of you have helped me on that journey. When we get to 100,000 subs, you can become a part of that by subscribing. We will be doing potentially some giveaways. And I think some things for charity to perhaps give back. Charities where I can actually go in person and make sure that money is having an effect. We'll see. We'll discuss that in more detail. But let's get into it all, guys. And let's start things off with a rumor. Now, this is just a rumor. This is from a guy called Sean. He claims to be a member of the World Economic Forum, the UNVP, an investor board member of ex-Oracle, Harvard, etc., etc. I don't know. I can't verify any of that. But this tweet has 8.2 thousand likes, nearly 2K retweets. And it reads, breaking President Trump and the up-and-coming Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE. I don't know if I'm dreaming right now. If I have been dreaming all of this, I almost feel like I'm going to wake up at some point and be back to pre-election sort of Stockholm Syndrome normality. Are exploring a federal blockchain-based election voting and identity verification system. I think this is plausible. Why wouldn't you do voting with blockchains? Why wouldn't you do identity on blockchain? This is what's going to come, and it's going to come in a global fashion. According to a source familiar with the matter, the system will be built in partnership with X, which of course is Twitter, Cardano, Hyperledger, and Hedera. Some of our favorite cryptocurrencies. In fact, you know, we've certainly looked into all of these. X as a platform, there's a greater plan for Twitter. And I think X is potentially going to be one of the biggest crime scenes, and few will get that, that there is, and ultimately is going to play into potentially further social surveillance. I think Elon Musk is doing some great things. I also think that you should be skeptical in life, however, just my own opinions. Legislation will federally require all states to implement the e-vote platform to ensure election integrity across all of the United States, according to the source. President Trump insists on implementing a system to eliminate voter fraud as fears of foul play in 2028. Hedera has already been recognized by the State Department and White House for their commitment to advancing democracy. Big if true. I'm not saying this is true, but we know that blockchains are going to be and run future voting systems. We know that they're going to run identity systems. We know that Twitter is going to look to implement and become more than just a social media platform. We know that Charles Hoskinson is spoken about being a part of new legislation when it comes to the cryptocurrency space. And we know that Hedera is doing a very similar thing with Hyperledger. So big if true. We'll see. Are we going to get this e-voting system? If it is the case, wow, huge ramifications. Some more interesting news. 18 US states have filed to sue the SEC and its commissioner, accusing them of unconstitutional overreach and unfair persecution of the crypto industry under the leadership of agency chief Gary Gensler. The lawsuit, signed by 18 Republicans, Attorney General, details how the agency has committed gross government overreach with its regulations by enforcement crusade against the $3 trillion industry, resulting in an infringement upon states' rights to regulate their own economy. Story developing and full write-up coming soon. And this is, of course, the individuals that have signed this. And then this is the actual complaint. There's big ramifications for XRP and other such things. And we also have news that Gary Gensler may be resigning. This is a very flattering picture of him. Remarks from the SEC staff. Before I close, I want to say something about the SEC and its staffs. It's a remarkable agency. The staff and commission are deeply mission-driven, focused on protecting investors, maintaining fair, orderly, and efficient markets, and facilitating capital formation. Well, a load of nonsense. The lawyers, accountants, economists, policy experts, and other staff generally could make more money working somewhere else. Okay, that's if you don't count the backhand deals that they've probably been receiving. They choose, though, to work on behalf of the public here at the SEC. It's been a great honor to serve with them, doing the people's work and ensuring that our capital markets remain the best in the world. Conclusion, Sam and Jane Gensler. My mom and dad never worked in finance or ever completed college. When they invested their savings, our family benefited from the securities markets. Common sense rule of the road. The SEC's effective administration of well-regulated securities markets promotes trust. It's what brings investors and issuers to the market like fans of a football game. It's what underpins the world's largest capital markets. It's what has contributed to our nation's great economic success these last 90 years. I've been proud to serve with my colleagues at the SEC who, day in and day out, work to protect American families on the highways of finance. Now, that sounds like a speech or a comment given by somebody that knows that he's on the way out. And we know Trump has said at the Bitcoin conference 2024 that he was gone. Great news for us as an industry. We also have massive news. Pennsylvania is making waves in the crypto world. And this is from us, go and follow us over on Twitter, guys, at RealAllInCrypto. Be careful for scammers. We also have a website where we cover all this, allincrypto.com. And of course, here, if you're not already subscribed, become one. They're officially introducing legislation to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve. The bold move could set a new standard for states adopting Bitcoin. And they have recommended or proposed a 10% allocation of its $7 billion in reserve. So it's not them actually buying Bitcoin isn't going to move the markets, but what it is going to do is potentially set a broader trend for states within the United States and more globally, nation states. We also have news from, and the interesting thing is what we do here on a channel and how we've derived a bullish view. Part of that has been looking at crypto ETPs that track altcoins and miners and technically what Bitcoin's signaling. This is from Brad Garlinghouse, XRP, BTC, ETH, and Sol. That's the alphabet soup I like to see. This is from Bitwise. We're excited to announce that today the New York Stock Exchange, ARCA, has filed to list the Bitwise Top 10 Crypto Index Fund, BitW, the world's first and largest crypto index fund, as an ETP, exchange traded product. This is on the way to an ETF, ladies and gentlemen. And we know that Grayscale Digital Large Cap Fund has filed for an ETF. This is the latest step in our efforts to convert the $1.3 billion public traded company, trust, to an ETP structure. Full press release. Of course, this is how it's weighted. This has Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, Cardano, Avalanche, Bitcoin Cash, I think Polkadot, Uniswap, Polkadot, Uniswap, and Chainlink. And this, of course, is it. Now, we've been expecting, this is our phase 1 base, breakout, phase 2 retest. We will be coming up with a tier if you pay monthly that you'll get the courses for free, by the way, guys, that we teach, because we want an elite group of individuals. Very interesting how the target that we had based on this inverse head and shoulders essentially got met, and this is where you're pulling back. We've had this target since 2023. We've ultimately got a broader target ahead of us that sees this go from, it was a 10x from when it was forming this right shoulder. We knew there was going to be fundamental news on the back end of this. It's not just Bitwise's top 10 crypto index funds that tracks altcoins. It gives us that bullish derivative for altcoins. It's the likes of Grayscale Digital Large Cap Fund, also fundamental news coming on the back end of that. And of course, 21 shares ARKs invest. And ARK actually as a company, or some of their ETFs, it's been a real shit show for them, but this looks quite good now, and we actually have potential broader targets for ARK's Innovation ETF. The markets generally look pretty good. We're very close to getting to our Amazon target, etc., etc. I'm still expecting the dollar to roll. And in regards to Bitcoin, you all know the plan. You know exactly what's going on. There's confluencing patterns. And there was also that key event of the sort of breaking of this bull flag. And then you've seen this sort of next leg continue, as all predicted on this channel. Also for Total 2. This is Total 2. Total 3, and others, when it walketh, talketh, and quacketh like a duck. Ladies and gentlemen, what is it? It's a duck. That's it from me. I'm going to love and leave you. Have a fantastic Friday. Behave yourselves, and I'll see you all in tomorrow's daily market update. Thanks for watching, troops. See you in the next one.